Folks, gather round because you won't believe this one. The man who once tweeted Kofefe is at it again, this time taking aim at a body of water. That's right, Donald Trump, in his infinite wisdom, has decided to rename the Gulf of Mexico. The new name? Hold on to your hats, folks, because it's a doozy, the Gulf of America. Now, I know what you're thinking, Stephen, this must be a joke, and normally I'd agree with you, but this, my friends, is as real as Trump's spray tan. The former president, after returning to office, don't ask, signed an executive order on his very first day back. It mandates that all federal agencies must now refer to the Gulf of Mexico by its new, very American name. It's enough to make you wonder what kind of brainpower is bubbling away in that man's head. Does he think he can just rename things like he's playing a game of Risk? Next thing you know, he'll be calling the Atlantic Ocean Trump Water World and charging admission for a swim. This isn't just some harmless prank, folks. This is a move that's got everyone talking, from the halls of Congress to the beaches of Cancun. And trust me, not everyone's thrilled about it. Stay tuned, because this is one news cycle that's about to make waves. So, what's the reason behind this geographical switcheroo? Why mess with a name that's been around longer than America itself? Well, according to the man himself, it's about time the Gulf of Mexico reflected its importance to the good old US of A, long overdue recognition, he called it. Because, nothing says American greatness like renaming something that already has a perfectly good name. This little renaming spree is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. Trump's got big plans, see? He wants to make America great again, one renamed landmark at a time. Next up, he's eyeing the Grand Canyon. Word on the street is he's thinking Trump Chasm. Catchy, right? Of course, the fact that the Gulf of Mexico borders, Mexico seems to have slipped his mind. But hey, who needs geography when you've got ego? Am I right? The man's got a point, though. Gulf of Mexico does sound a little drab, a little too foreign. It just doesn't scream America with the same gusto as, say, Liberty Bell or Super Bowl. No, sir, we need a name that embodies the spirit of freedom, the pursuit of happiness, and a healthy dose of self-promotion. And what better name than Gulf of America to capture all that? Now, you'd think renaming a body of water wouldn't cause such a stir, but folks, you'd be wrong. The international community, particularly our friends south of the border, are about as thrilled as a Chihuahua at a Great Dane convention. Mexico, understandably, is less than pleased. They're calling it an unnecessary provocation and a distortion of historical facts. And you know what? They've got a point. I mean, the Gulf of Mexico has been called that for centuries. It's on maps, it's in textbooks, it's even in that Jimmy Buffett song we all pretend not to know the words to. Even the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum, got in on the action. Her response? Pure gold. She suggested, with a healthy dose of sarcasm, that maybe they should rename the United States America Mexicana. Touché, Madam President, touché. See, the thing is, the Gulf of Mexico isn't just a name, it's a reflection of history, of culture, of the countless people who have lived and worked along its shores for generations. To just slap a new name on it is not just arrogant, it's downright disrespectful. It's like renaming the Mona Lisa lady with a smile, or the Eiffel Tower that big metal thing. Now, you might be wondering, can Trump actually do this? Can he just waltz in and rename a body of water like he's renaming a hotel after himself? Well, legally speaking, it's a bit of a grey area. He can certainly force federal agencies to use the new name. But good luck getting the rest of the world on board. The International Hydrographic Organization, the folks who usually handle this sort of thing, are about as likely to adopt the new name as I am to join Trump on a golfing trip. And let's be honest, folks. When was the last time you saw a map that said Gulf of America? But here's the thing that really gets me about all of this. While Trump's busy playing cartographical king, there are real issues facing the Gulf of Mexico. Pollution, overfishing, the climate change. These are the things we should be focusing on, not some ego-driven renaming scheme. Critics argue, and I'm inclined to agree, that protecting this vital body of water is far more important than what we call it. After all, what good is a name if the thing it represents is gone? The Gulf of Mexico, whatever you want to call it, is a national treasure. It's a source of food, of jobs, of recreation for millions of people, and it deserves our respect and protection, not some half-baked attempt at historical revisionism. So there you have it, folks. The Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of America, at least according to Donald Trump. Will it stick? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, this is one renaming that's left a bad taste in everyone's mouth.